All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTube Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's edition of Unscripted. Already in the chat, the tired midnight blogger himself, channel member Curtis Selby. Faithful Blue Wrench channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions, Connie Cleary. Friend of the channel, B. Penzak. Host of Geeky Racers, co-host of Friday Night Last Call, and live from Sparkwood 21, Aged Boomer. Stay tuned to the end of the show. You'll be redirected to his channel for tonight's episode. AP RPH1, channel member. At home, sleeping a like, catch the rerun. Right on. I'd like to thank everyone following along tonight on Twitter, aka X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. All right. So, who's done winning yet? I know I'm not. I'm feeling really good. I feel like the adults are back in the room and the children are taking away all of their toys. You're going to take them back to the room. You're going to pout, going to cry, going to scream. They're going to make more content for Justine Bateman to go on Twitter and make fun of. And I am all for it. Got some leadership back. We're already making some headway. I think Trump's done more in a week than Biden did in the last year. And let's be honest, folks. We all know Biden wasn't really in charge anyway, do we? How could he have? The same people that used to make fun of Reagan and his age when he was in office are the same people who are propping up Biden. And you know what? They can throw every word in the book at us. They can call us whatever they want. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm just going to throw it back at them. We're seeing who the real bullies are. We're seeing who the real ists and phobes are. We're seeing who the real Yahtzees are. You have the press actually sticking up for the cartels. They're sticking up terrorists. And they're not going to get away with that anymore. Or at least they shouldn't. Because we're not going to let them. We are going to call these people on their BS. And we're not going to get violent because we don't have to. The facts are on our side. Look at the UK right now. What's happening there? You have criminal politicians. You have people who have been allowed to enter that country who do crimes that are very often against children. And who do they choose to arrest? Do they arrest the criminal politicians? Do they arrest people who do crimes against children and women? No. They arrest people for memes. They threaten to come to this country, to our country, and arrest people here for speaking up. That, my friends, you do not get to do. Now I say, and it's in the description for the show, opinions, ideas, thoughts expressed are mine and mine alone. And everybody's not going to agree. And I don't want everybody to necessarily agree because this is not an echo chamber. I'm not going to last forever. I have gotten to the point to where I've decided I want to leave the world a better place than I found it. Treat people the way you wish to be treated. Judge not, lest ye be judged. But criminals, terrorists, people who come into your country who wish to do harm, I've got nothing for you. Most people at their heart are good. It is a criminal element that will make things look bad for everyone. I'm talking about the people who go after women and children. I am talking about people who support that. I am talking about these terrorist drug cartels that poison thousands of people. You don't need me to tell you this. You're all intelligent people here. I am merely stating to you what we see on the news, or at least what the news will allow us to see. I don't claim to have all the answers. I have the same questions everyone else does. I am not privy to all of the information that is out there. I have to work off what I know and what I see. And what I see right now is that the adults are back in the room. We have a president who is in charge again. Not a vice president, not a bunch of office lackeys. We have a commander in chief who is exactly that. And I'll be honest, I was never a big fan of this guy. If you had asked me back in the 70s when I first heard of Donald Trump, who at that point was just a real estate magnate out of New York City that was always on lifestyles of the rich and famous and was on the cover of all the magazines, and everybody was following his life. I thought he was overexposed. I did not become a true fan of this man until they tried to kill him. They tried to do it multiple times. The press encouraged it. There was security around him that was lax. You start to think, what kind of a threat is he to these people? And hello to you, Sanji. Long time no see. Good to see you. My opinions are my own and not necessarily anyone else's. And that's fine. I'm on with people who disagree with me all the time. Because I have found something on YouTube that you don't see anywhere else, and that's agreeing to disagree. One thing I have come to realize, though, have a part in all this now. I feel like I am a part of something. I don't want the world. I don't want a country. I don't want a state. I don't want a town. I'm just trying to hang on to what I do have. That's all I've ever asked for. And I go out and I work to pay the bills and keep this roof over my head. I'm just a guy sitting in his living room on the couch with a laptop talking to you fine people. I am of small issue to the world at large. But this is my home. And I am going to defend it. My country, right or wrong. My state, right or wrong. My town, right or wrong. My county, right or wrong. My neighborhood, my street, right or wrong. I don't know any other way to be. Human being, American, YouTube Ronin. Those are not just words. They're who I am. And my opinion matters. Your opinion matters. Do not let anyone tell you different. Because we're the adults and we're back in the room now. We're not going to run off crying like a bunch of children. In fact, just saying that is an insult to children. If you get my drift. So all these people who are screaming, don't go to Mexico, all these people who are screaming, hey, if you're with one party or another, don't talk to me. Hey, you know what? Fine. And you can threaten us all you want. You can throw out all of the lame schoolyard insults that you want. Don't matter no more. And that's how I look at it. Schoolyard insults. Because the same people who throw around Istanphobe now are the same people who was calling me that 40 years ago. And hello to Rick Allen. Hello to our man from the future, Sashi. Thank you, Nate, for the super chat. Just an awesome guy. Well, I try to be. Now, these very same people who throw out the schoolyard insults. Who keep saying that everyone who is not them is trying to hold everybody back. They are the ones who are acting like the very thing they rail against. And they can't see it because they're so brainwashed, they don't know the difference. They also allowed themselves to be held under house arrest for 2 years. Kind of stunts your development after a while. Shutting yourself away from society like that. And I had to think that was all part of the plan. The CIA now says, hey, we think the virus that shall not be named publicly came from a lab in China. Really? We knew that. Thank you for joining us. It ain't going to be pretty, folks, but some truths are going to come out. And maybe we find out some people aren't who they appear to be. But the adults are back in the room now. And maybe we finally actually will move forward. Because I don't know about the rest of you, I sure as hell ain't staying here. Let's get back into the real world, folks, because it needs us. Needs all of us. Now, to our man from the UK, Shadow to Raven, hope you're all safe over there. Are none so blind as those that do not see. Exactly. Hello to Kronos. I'm a kid at heart. Right on. Innocent people don't need pardons when they've never been accused or convicted of a crime. Exactly. I did a whole episode on that. Claiming you're innocent before anyone even said you were guilty. That's a little suspicious, don't you think? Yeah, people who've done nothing wrong do not need pardons. Now, you are going to hear the other side of the aisle cry. They're going to pitch a fit. Like I said, they're going to take their toys and they're going to go off and pout in their room. I say let them. They can throw out all the insults they want. They can throw out all the hollow threats. that they want. They can say, well, you don't get to go here, you don't get to go there, you can't say this, you can't say that. The hell with them. Live your life. It's not about them, it's about you. It's about your own physical and mental health. Do not drag yourself down to the level of these people. Because they're not worth the trouble. They've shown their true colors. Well, we don't want you to be in our world. Hey, you know what? I don't want to live in your world. I want to live in the real world. Don't drag me down into your slime. I'm moving on with my life. I think it's time you did too. The adults are back in the room. And guess what, folks? We're the adults. We're the leaders now. So let's start acting like it. That is my message to you tonight. And hello, Lady V. Always good to see you, my stalker in the house. Stalker who might be in my house. Who knows? You know, I did hear some weird noises last night. All right. I don't want to ignore the chat. Curtis says I should run for president and give him a blanket pardon for his whole lifetime. What did you do? You mean insulted that? Don't Drag Me Down is a song. Yep. No, there has to be a limit so you can save them for really good stuff. Be empty if it's unlimited. Indeed. Damn you and your sharp logic. On the gutter, some of us look into stars. Yep. Can't stalk if you show yourself, indeed. Calls coming from inside the house. Every damn stalker in, indeed. All right. All right. All right. So look, you've noticed there's been a few changes to the channel that I think are more cosmetic than anything else. I wanted to make things a little bit more uniform, for lack of a better word. But hey, evolve or die, I say. But Unscripted, this program, no matter what happens, it will always be here. Same bat time, same bat channel every week. There will be those who will say this is kind of a rant show, and maybe up to a point it is, but I like to think that people get something out of it. that there's some takeaway. Otherwise, why do it? So, don't think of it as a rant. There are things that concern me. There are things that worry me, and maybe they're the same things that concern and worry you. The good news is I have this chance to vent, so it's less stressful. So this helps. And I will continue to be here every week for as long as people are out there listening. There has always been one overarching message of this show, and it's to tell you that you matter. You have a voice. You have a place in the world. These people who tell you that you don't have a place, the people who tell you to shut up, the people who would be out to cancel you, the time for those people to admire themselves, whether they be in Washington, D.C., whether they be in the press, whether they're in Hollywood, the time for admiring themselves has come to an end. These people are not your friends. They've proven time and again that they don't like you. And if they want to run off and pout, let them. You know who you are. You know who you are. And I know who you are. So, leave the world a better place than you found it. And I'll do my best to do the same. I do want to remind everybody that in approximately 23 minutes, I will be appearing along with Aged Boomer and Troy Pacelli on Geeky Geezers. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to get the crap on the Oscars. So stay tuned for that. There'll be a number of other topics we'll be discussing as well. Also, stay after that show is over. And I will be joining, I will be, of course, hosting Reserved Seats, the brand new and improved version of The Other Side of Midnight. Sin's Corner will be joining me once again to finish up our discussion from last week. That will be at 12:05 a.m. Eastern, 11:05 Central. All right. I want to say hello to Big Al Presents. Sorry for being late. No, you're here exactly in time. I will be joining Al this Friday for Films with Friends, Friday night at 8 p.m. And we will be watching the classic 1954 Giant and film Them. All right. Nate says this year's Academy Awards is a literal abomination. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. Frantically hunts for the reset button. Indeed. All right. That is the show for tonight, folks. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I want to thank all of my channel members, Lady V, Troy, Netter, JP, Connie, Fraggle, Nate, Stark, Dark Woods, Curtis, and Lee. The adults are back in the room. It is time for us to take the helm and lead us into the future. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.